In this video, I'm going to show you how Debussy used a simple E major pentatonic scale to make some lovely arpeggios in his piece, The First Arabesque. The little arpeggio that I've just played comes at the beginning of the piece and also at the end. Let's have a look what's happening there. We're going to look at the left hand first, and it's simply an E major triad. That's a three-note chord built on E. The left hand plays the root, the fifth, the root an octave higher, then the third, and the fifth, and it just goes back down. Third, root, fifth. Notice how he keeps the third, that's G sharp, away from the bass, which is a good practice. When you play the third down near the bass, it sounds, it's too muddy. So always keep that third, displace it up an octave, and it sounds much better. On the second bar, the fifth of the chord goes up to C sharp, which is the sixth of an E6 chord. Now, you could call that, of course, just a C sharp minor chord in first inversion. But I'm looking at this as though we're still on an E major chord, and the fifth, B, has gone up to the sixth, C sharp, which creates a kind of inner movement within the chord. So let's look at the right hand now. Now, all the notes that I've circled, I'm playing those an octave lower than written, obviously, just so that you can see my fingers. They all belong to an E major pentatonic scale. Just a reminder what a pentatonic scale is. As the name suggests, it's a 5-note scale, and you can think of it as a major scale, E major, minus 2 notes, the 4th and the 7th. So we are left with now what Debussy does there is a little descending pattern. It starts on the first note of the scale, E, goes up a step, and then there's a series of perfect fourths coming down. So that's a perfect fourth, perfect fourth, perfect fourth, perfect fourth, finishing with a major third. Now, the use of perfect fourths is very common in contemporary jazz. It gives it a really cool contemporary kind of feel. The other thing that's really clever about what Debussy does here is the fact that he's playing the right hand in quaver triplets against just straight quavers in the left hand. So it's 2 notes in the right hand, sorry, 3 notes in the right hand rather to every 2 in the left hand. Okay, so let's just look at the rest of the second bar. We've got to the note D sharp, which isn't in the E major pentatonic scale. That's the 7th of an E major 7 chord. And it's a long note, it's a minim, and it's a good note to use on a long note on beat 2 there, because it's a very colourful note. And then it goes down to the 6th. Okay, now let's look at the very final arpeggio that Debussy uses. Again, he's using all the notes from an E major pentatonic scale. The left hand, once again, just as a very simple pattern, just using the notes of an E major triad, root, 5th, root, 3rd, and then just repeats the pattern an octave higher, and then it does another octave and just finishes on a tonic E major triad right at the top of the piano at the end. In the right hand is doing a little pattern where, again, all notes that I've circled are from the E major pentatonic scale. The first 2 are a perfect 5th apart, the second 2, perfect 4th, perfect 4th, perfect 4th, etc. And it's a lovely little arpeggio to finish on. Okay, so let's have a look. How can we use some of these patterns and ideas when we say playing a jazz ballad? I think they're particularly useful for, say, the final chord. The useful thing about a pentatonic scale is that it works not just over one chord, but over several chords. Now I'm going to show you some examples using an F major pentatonic scale. That's F, G, A, C, D. Now that works over several chords. The first chord I'm going to choose is D minor 7. So let's look at the notes of the F major pentatonic scale in relation to a D minor 7 chord. F is the 3rd, G is the 11th, A the 5th, C the 7th, D is the root. If you took the D from the top of an F major pentatonic scale down at the bottom, we call that a D minor pentatonic scale. Now with the left hand, I'm just going to play a simple triad arpeggio. Again, root 5th, root 3rd, and the right hand I'm going to use the pattern taken from Debussy's final arpeggio. And then at the end, I'm going to finish on that shape. Now, that's become known as the So What chord. It was the chord that Bill Evans played in the iconic tune So What. It goes... if you look at the structure of it, it's a perfect fourth, a perfect fourth, a perfect fourth, and then a major 3rd at the top. So once again, I'm going to play that little arpeggio. Okay, now I'm going to use the same arpeggio but over an E flat major 7 chord. So why does an F major pentatonic scale work over an E flat major 7 chord? Let's look at the notes. F is the 9th, G is the 3rd, A is the sharpened 11th, that's a really colourful note, C is the 6th, and D is the 7th. Now I'm just going to slightly change the pattern. Instead of starting with a perfect 5th, I'm going to start with a perfect 4th again. And then I'm going to finish with this chord. Now that's an E flat major 7 chord with a sharpened 11th at the top and a 9th. Play that again. Okay, and I'm going to do the same arpeggio. I'm going to go back to the original one, starting with the perfect 5th. This time I'm going to do it over a B flat major 7 chord. Let's have a look at the notes of the F major pentatonic scale again. F is the 5th of B flat major, G is the 6th, A the major 7th, C is the 9th, and D is the 3rd. So again, the left hand I'm just going to play root 5th, root 3rd, root 5th, root 3rd, and the right hand, the pattern taken from Debussy. And then I'm going to play this shape at the end. Now that's a very contemporary jazz kind of voicing. It's a B flat 6-9 chord. So the left hand is playing 2 roots, 5th in the middle, and the right hand is playing 3rd, 6th and 9th. And you notice that the intervals again at the top are the perfect fourth, perfect fourth. The interval of a perfect fourth is very common in contemporary jazz. So let's just look at that one again. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. See you in the next